Good morning. So, I was reading Romans 8, 1 through 3, and Romans 13, 1 through 7, and instead of just reading the verses, I'm just going to kind of give you a recap of what I got out of the verses. So, for Romans 8, 1 through 3, I got God gave his son as a sacrifice to pay for all of our sins so that we could live life after death. Moses' laws were man-made, so like government laws. They don't have the power to save us eternally, just kind of keep us safe while we're here on earth. And then a recap for Romans 13, 1 through 7 says that we are to obey the laws of the land. The rulers of the land have been given authority from God. It's their choice whether they use that power for good or evil. And it's also up to us to choose to obey or to not obey. If we choose to obey the laws of the land, we're choosing to obey God. If we choose not to obey the laws, we are choosing to not obey God. That's kind of... Okay. I have so many thoughts running through my head on that. Like, so many examples, I guess you could say, were just like pouring out of me at one time. And I don't have the time to sit on here and go through every little thought I had. So, I was thinking about how does that apply to our daily lives? So, a way that we could show obedience to God in the small things as well as the big things is if you find something laying on the ground at your house or at somebody else's house or I don't know, whatever. If you keep it for yourself, is that right or is that wrong? If somebody drops money on the ground and you saw the person drop it, do you apply finders keepers or do you go and give it back to that person? If you're driving down the street and you see a speed limit sign and you go over the allotted speed, if nobody sees you, is it illegal? God sees it, but we justify it. I'm so guilty of that because if a speed limit says 45, this girl's rounding up to 50. I'm just saying. I'm guilty of the whole speeding thing, but I don't go over the speed limit. Too bad. Well, if I'm on the interstate, I do. But okay, I'm just gonna stop because I'm gonna dig that hole. So, anyways. More instances. If you go to the store and you notice the checkout lady forgot to scan something, but she went ahead and put it through anyways, do you stop her and say, hey, you put that through, but it didn't ring up? Or if she looks at the sticker price on something and rings it up for the wrong price, and what she rung it up for was like a lot cheaper than what it's supposed to be. Do you correct her? I did, and I cost myself a whole lot more money, but it was the right thing to do, so I did it. Instances like that. I'm just throwing out examples of things that currently fit my circumstances, okay? Just examples, because I was trying to come up with like a few examples on things that I have done to go with this. So basically my point is, if you're going to be obedient in the big things, you need to be obedient in the small things because God sees everything. Just like it says right here in my notes, if we also choose to, it's up to us whether or not we also choose to obey or not. If we choose to obey the laws of the land, we're choosing to obey God. If we choose not to obey the laws of the land, we're choosing to not obey God. So, God sees everything. God knows our heart. We may be thinking we're doing this stuff in secret. Oh, nobody saw that, so nobody's going to know. Hey, dummy, God saw that. God knows. God's going to hold you accountable. And God is going to make sure that you feel like total dog poo for doing that. So, I guess my point is, if we're going to be obedient in the big things that people see and people notice or will notice, we should also be obedient in the small things that nobody sees and that possibly nobody will notice but you and God. Because God sees everything, and God is the one we're accountable to, right? We hold ourselves accountable to God by choice. When we surrendered to God by choice, we were also agreeing to be obedient, to love Him, to follow His rules, to live for Him. Well, the small things count. All the little small things, they add up. And you may not see it, but God does. You may not think anybody else saw the tiny little oopsie. I hope nobody saw that. And then you breathe a sigh of relief because, oh, okay, nobody called me. You know what? God caught you. You busted. God caught you, girl or boy. And God saw that. There's another spot in the Bible, another verse in the Bible that says, it talks about if we can't be trusted with the little things, why is God going to trust us with the big things? And I would totally look that up, but I'm kind of filming, so I can't. But you can look it up. Anyways, I'll put it in the comments too, or the description after I'm done recording. But anyways, that's a big verse, and that goes along with this, what we're reading. Because if God can't trust us with the small things in life, why do we think that we deserve bigger things? If we can't prove to God that we're living a blessed life, we are blessed with the vehicles we have, we are blessed with the clothes we have, we're blessed with the house that we have, whether it be big or small, apartment, wherever we live, we're blessed with that. We could not have that stuff. We could not have food to put in our tummies every day, but we have that stuff because we're blessed with it. We should be sharing. We should be taking pride in what God has given us and taking care of it, because that's how we show God we're grateful for what He blesses us with. If your vehicle is a mess, clean it. Take pride in that vehicle. If your house is a wreck, clean it. Take pride in that. I mean, if you have something you know somebody else needs, share it. You don't have to give it to them. Loan it to them. Share it. Let them use it till, they get what they need. Whatever you have, we are to share. We are on this earth temporarily. We're not, it's a worldly possession. It's not ours to keep anyways. So if we can't be considerate, be compassionate, and try to live in a way that pleases God and shows that we are grateful for the blessings that we have in our life, what are we even doing? What are you even doing? I don't know. So if we can't prove to be responsible in the small things like following God's laws that He has set for us, showing that we're grateful for the small things by following His small rules or even His big rules, then what are we doing? So we need to, I guess, start small. So make small goals. Even if you think nobody's looking, do the right thing. God's always watching. God's going to be the one that you have to answer to in the end anyways. Seems fair. I mean, it's fair, right? So make a point in your life to go out of your way to be obedient in everything, even when it seems irrelevant. It was just a little white lie. Nobody's going to know. God knows. Let me tell ya, He's taking notes. So get it together, girl. Get it together. Do better. You can do better, okay? Do better, dude. Do better. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Don't be rebellious. Do what you're supposed to do and deal with it. Move on. Go to the next thing. If it's right, it's right. If it's wrong, it's wrong. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. You get what I'm saying? Do what you're supposed to do. How are we supposed to be examples, especially for children and other people in this world, if we're all about don't sweat the small stuff? It was just a little white lie. Oh, nobody saw that fall out. I grabbed it up. Nobody saw that. It's okay. You know what? Nobody gonna know. Yes, they will know. You know why? Because God knows. And let me tell you something. The truth always comes out. Always. It may not be right then, but it does rear its ugly head eventually, okay? So how about instead of allowing a little bit of the world to seep into our process and be like, somebody's gonna know? Yeah, somebody's gonna know. Somebody's gonna find out. I'm just saying. This world has eyes everywhere. God sees all. So why don't we, as Christians, make a point in our lives to, whether somebody's looking or not, do what's right. Say what's right. Act right. Don't be like them. There's no point. We're supposed to be set apart from this world, not blend in. Set yourself apart. Set small goals. I'm not saying you got to leap all at one time and jump in head first and drown while you're trying to kick and swim. Small goals. Small goals. Do small things every single day that add up to the big things. Be obedient in all the small things, and eventually you will start being obedient in the big things, and then you will be obedient in everything. Sounds fair to me. God's not asking much from us. He's just asking for a little, and he says, hey, I need you to be obedient. I need you to live for me. So anyways, that wraps up my video for today. Just try. There's a song that says, it's called Try, right? So try. Do your best, and that's all that matters. God knows your heart. So if you're doing your best every day, we're not perfect. We are going to stumble, we're going to fall, and we're going to fall flat on our faces a lot. It just happens, okay? Because some of us are just more clumsy than others. And some of us are slow learners. So anyways, try. Just try, okay? Just try. That's all you got to do. That's all that matters. That's all God wants us to do, is just try our best. Love him. Read our Bible every day. Stay in direct communication with him through prayer, whether you're driving down the street, you're cleaning your house, you're eating your food, you're working, whatever. You can be thinking in prayer as you're working or driving or doing whatever you're doing. Stay in constant communication with him. Constantly be telling him how grateful you are for everything he's doing in your life, and stay aware. Stay aware of what he's doing. Try to find all your God moments every day in your life and be grateful for them and point them out and be like, hey God, I saw that. That was smooth, dude. That was awesome. Thanks for that. Thanks. And watch your relationship with him grow a little more each day. It's kind of cool. Anyways, thanks for watching, and have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video.